Wasabi.
Yes. What's going on, folks? These are your hosts of the Split Personality podcast. I am obviously Bob. If you've been following us, this is my twin brother, Ray. We are at 20 subscribers, and we're trying to get past 20 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to broaden this thing out.
Talking 21, 22.
Yeah, we can only go up from here. But we're beyond zero, at least. We are filming once again at my twin brother's new pad here. If you're from the Cleveland area, you'll be familiar with West 25th. We are
nice little view of downtown here.
Right out this nice balcony view that Ray
That
has.
you can all
we
see.
Can see. Yes, we're describing it for you because you cannot see this, but we're looking straight at Market Garden Brewery.
The sign that keeps saying B-E-E-R! Exclamation point. Beer.
Beer is sold here.
That's Market Gardens brew facility.
Oh, that's the lights at the brew facility, not at
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Oh, okay. So the restaurant's right here.
Restaurant's right there. Their brewing facility is right there.
Okay. Anyways, we're filming from West 25th, which is in Ohio City in the Cleveland, Ohio area. And we are going to keep up with the topic that we've been discussing for a few episodes now. So I think our third episode, because our first episode, we pretty much recapped the whole first season.
Yeah.
And now we're in the midst of the second season of the show Fallout.
Yeah.
Before we get into that episode, let me start by saying this. Please like and subscribe. There are 3 ways to support this show. If you, as Ray yawns, I'll explain this.
Yeah.
You can either be a real one and support us on Patreon, and that is, again, all of our content is free on YouTube. We're trying to broadcast this to as much people as possible. We're not trying to do this paywall bullshit, But we, if you're a real one, you can go to Patreon and support us monthly that way. There are different tiers of support if you'd like to support the show. If you can't do that, there's the ability to do a one-time support for the show through PayPal. And if you can't do, or if you don't want to do those 2 options, but you would like to contribute to the show, but also get something in return for that contribution, we do sell some merch. We've got we are sporting the Split Personalities crew necks. Bob is sporting the Split Personalities hat. We have some shirts that we sell, and I probably mock up some other stuff if you really want me to. But we don't have any merch channel or we don't like a Shopify kind of thing yet. We're not that big. But if you would like something that is Split Personalities content related, we can do that through just instant message me. It is the instant message us on our Instagram. That's the easiest way to do that. Does instant message make me sound old?
Hit him in the DMs.
Is DM direct message, but instant. When I say instant message, I'm referencing the old AOL days.
AOL.
Basically, the same concept. You know what I'm talking about.
Message
us. Do the stupid message thing in Instagram. If you would like some of our merch, we can hook you up with it. So, with that being said, we are, as usual, drinking some Masthead. Well, I'm drinking Masthead. Ray's drinking Noble Beast today.
Noble, yeah.
I was holding on to. I was actually able to find some old Masthead beer. This stuff you can't buy anymore, Wet Hop Gravy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting on some West. What is it? Best case scenario?
Wet case scenario?
Wet case scenario.
It's a wet hopped IPA.
So I was sitting on some old beer that I was able to break out and bust out today for the podcast. But as usual, Bob is drinking Masthead beer. Masthead, shout out. We would love for you to sponsor us. As usual, I would keep saying that until that materializes. If not,
we'll get that baseline.
Noble Beast will take sponsorships from Noble Beast as well. For both of you, however, if you can't sponsor us, we'd love beer. You can just give us some beer. We're constantly drinking beer on this pod.
And they do hook me up every now and then when I'm there.
I did include Ray's nice little shout out to them in our Rome Total War content. So anyways, Shout out to Masthead. Shout out to Noble Beast. Please, keep pushing our stuff if you can. And thanks for following us on Instagram. So, anyways, we're going to continue with a topic that we've done a few episodes now on, and we are now in the midst of a second season, which is Fallout. So we are at the point of this filming, we are now at episode 5, and more things have developed.
We haven't talked about 4 yet either.
Well, yes, we're going to talk about 4 and 5, but we are at the point of this filming. 5 episodes have now released of the second season of Fallout. So we figured we'd be topical. It'd be topical in one of our subjects for once, and keep going with Fallout. So season 2 is out, at least 5 episodes, and we are now, we're now kind of following. We're jumping back. The interesting thing about 4 and 5 is they're giving us more of the world that existed pre-bombs falling.
Right.
So, and it also raises some interesting questions that I'll bring up later in the episode, in this podcast. But there's some weird circumstances where I don't understand how they're gonna square that peg. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, episode 4 opens with the Alaska campaign.
Yes, pre-war and the T-45 armor, which was crap.
And so I also wonder, does this raise questions for Ray knows the games and I don't?
I was wondering if I would understand when he saw this monster appear.
I kind of understand by watching some recaps.
Okay.
Watching some people who have tied the game lore into.
Yeah.
I watched them recapping the episode from Screen Rant. Shout out Screen Rant. Mm-hmm. And they kind of explained that a little bit to me. So the death claws were a invention by Vault-Tec.
Yeah, so they are tied to FEV virus, forced evolutionary virus,
which is referenced in one of these episodes. Because they go to the Vault-Tec building, and what's his face? They start up a computer in there, and he types in FEV, and that comes up.
So yeah, the death claws existed prior to the bombs being dropped. They were part of the experiments that that created the Brotherhood of Steel.
When I first watched the episode, I did not understand this.
Yeah,
I'm looking at this animal, and I'm like, is he in a fever dream? What's going on?
No, they existed before, and actually they are spread throughout the United States because when the bombs fell and there was no more scientists or military to look after their imprisonment or whatever, they just got loose. So now they're all over the place, and they're the apex predator of Fallout, because they're incredibly hard to kill, and they're very intelligent because they have human DNA, but they have a bunch of mixed DNA with FEV virus.
I heard that the base animal was a gecko?
Yeah, something like that.
Some sort of lizard.
Some sort of chameleon, I think.
A chameleon, maybe that was it. Okay.
Yeah, but it has a mix of a bunch of different animals, and I think human as well, and that's what gives it intelligence.
Okay, so
because I think people said watching the show, they swear it said something. It might have spoke or something.
Oh, the Deathclaw did?
Yeah. Someone might have mentioned that in a recap.
I don't remember hearing that.
I don't remember hearing anything, but I swear someone mentioned in a recap, they faintly hear the Deathclaw saying something.
Interesting.
And the theory as to why so the show episode 4 begins obviously part of the Alaska campaign. We follow Coop. His suit is malfunctioning.
Well, what's his buddy's suit is first malfunctioning. He tells him to turn back.
Yeah, and then his suit starts to malfunction.
Yeah, right. And so obviously the Alaska campaign is the battlefront of the Sino-American War.
Yeah. So I guess I wonder if this kind of retcons the events of the Alaska campaign, because I always thought
it's 2044, right? That's when this. He's also with Barb at this time, him and Barb are.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what year it is, but anyways,
it is 2044. I don't know.
The 2060s.
I don't know. Don't ask me what the.
Anyways, I always thought part of the story I think was that the Chinese.
Sorry. somebody finds a driver's license or an ID of that woman in the vault. I think she was born in 2044 or 2045. Maybe that's what it was. Why I'm thinking of that year.
But for the Alaska campaign, I feel like the game has said like the invention of the power armor is what changed the tide of that. But this seems to retcon it to say like the U.S. Army released a bunch of death claws, and the death claws seem to be able to distinguish by scent Americans versus non-Americans.
Do they also buy? Well, okay, that may be why the death claw doesn't kill him.
Yeah, that was the theory.
I was also wondering, like, do they know their masters? Like, do they? If you're talking about scent, like, are they able to?
Or maybe like, yeah,
are they able to somehow identify the if the Vault-Tec employee that
the U.S. Army, are they able to like dose their soldiers with something that like gives off some sort of scent?
Somehow we do get the sense that this Death Claw
knows not to attack Coop.
Well, and the interesting thing is when we fast forward into the future, when they run into the Death Claws again, like it doesn't stay away from attacking him.
No, because now they're kind of feral.
Oh, that's
the theory, that they've become like feral. They don't, there's no U.S. Army to look after them.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess they become rogue.
Yeah.
Or like the ghouls, yeah, feral. Okay, so we also don't know the lifespan of the Death Claws, right? So like
it could be the same Death Claw.
Yeah, like do we know that they could? Do we know that they can multiply?
Oh, they do, because he steps on some eggs.
Oh, that's right. Okay, the eggs. But we don't know like what their lifespan is.
Which is interesting, actually, because if you play the game Fallout 1, the game, if you learn a piece of information, which is that the FEV virus makes the super mutants sterile. If you learn this piece of information and then fight the master at the very end of the game, you can convince him to kill himself and blow up his facility by for the first Fallout game. The whole plot is like the master is trying to create a super race that can live and exist.
Right, the super mutants,
in this new like radiant world or whatever. But that plan could never work because the super mutants are sterile. And so if you find this piece of information and share it with the master, and I think if you have enough, whatever the trait is, like charisma or whatever, to convince him to just kill himself, like you can end the game that way, or defeat the master that way. So, which is interesting because the Death Claws can definitely reproduce, but they must have FEV in them.
So they would be like roped into him destroy. Like, sorry, what's the connection?
What I'm trying to say is like, how can the Death Claws reproduce if they have FEV as well?
Oh, I don't know.
The super mutants.
Well,
it's also like
there are that sort of like Jurassic Park meme, like life finds a way.
Like, I guess, but the super mutants then. I think there's still any super mutant.
That's interesting. I don't know. That just makes me think of Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park, where like they had intentionally created the dinosaurs to not be able to reproduce. They were all female or whatever.
Yeah.
And yet they're breeding.
Yeah, we also have to imagine though, like the scientists who created them were also like skilled scientists, and like in the game, the master's kind of just playing it fast and loose. Like he finds out by the less radiated you are, which is why he tries and kidnaps vault dwellers to turn them into super mutants, the more likely they are to become not only change into super mutants but retain their intelligence. So, and he's just dunking them in FEV, so there's no like super science behind it.
Okay, yeah, like there's no like
yeah.
He's not keeping notes or anything.
No, it's just a big green vat. He dunks a person in it, and that's it.
Science.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get introduced to the Death Claw, which is an interesting moment because it does show the sort of experimentations that are going on pre-bombs drop. Like you think of all of these mutated beings as being in this post-apocalyptic world, but Vault-Tec has already kind of like loosened some of these creations onto the planet pre-bombs dropping. It's also an interesting like
factoid of like or factor where it's another like instance of these companies having their own technologies, right? Like Vault-Tec has the vaults, but they also have these death claws, whereas like
Well, I think it's Westech who has the FEV, so they might be the
Westech, but then Robco has the T45s, which so this is
Westech is also T45, I think.
Oh, Westech did both those? What? Okay, so Robco
makes the robot.
Okay, whatever. So you can tell Ray's more versed in this universe than I am. The interesting thing that I wanted to ask Ray is, does this put a wrench into canon at all? Because there's something that Cooper says when he's on the ground, and he gets a message in his ear saying, "Good job, boys, you did it." And the idea, and Coop, while he's laying on the ground, said, "We didn't do it." And so the point I'm making here is the idea was that the T-45 won them the war, but actually Coop's claim
that pushed them back. I think they quickly manufactured the next version, which is a T-60 armor, which is what the Brotherhood of Steel wears.
Well, I guess why I bring that up is, that's what
I was saying. I think it retcons the idea that the power armor turned the tide in Alaska.
Because, well, really, it was the Deathclaw.
Because like this show is saying, it's actually they released a bunch of Deathclaws.
Right. Yes. That's. I guess that's the point.
I think they're rewriting how the U.S.
or they're adding a wrinkle in there.
The U.S. retook Alaska.
From what I've understood of following Fallout, or people who love Fallout, is that the game leaves a lot of questions to be had. Like, it doesn't answer a lot of... They're just questions about the world and the universe that are left open for interpretation. And so the guy from Screen Rant, who was reviewing episodes 4 and 5, was basically saying, the show... He hopes that the show doesn't draw definitive lines, because he's hoping that the show is going to mimic the game in the sense that it's going to leave these questions open for interpretation. Was it the T-45 that turned the tide of the war, or was it Deathclaw?
Maybe it was both. Like, maybe it's.
I don't think the show's going to answer that, but it's an interesting wrinkle they've added.
Both but I don't know. The show makes it seem like the armor, the original armor T-45 was
garbage.
Awful.
Yeah, which Coop in season 1
worse off wearing
it. Was it Bud Askins, or Coop approaches somebody who works for Westech and basically said,
it's Bud Askins. He's like,
your T-45 really costs a lot of lives.
Vault-Tec. He came from Westech. Okay, was like, I was part of the T-45 armor. He's like,
that cost a lot of lives.
Your T-45 armor costs a lot of lives.
Yeah, so the T-45 was junk,
trash.
Right? They perfect it to some degree, but it was complete garbage at the time that the war was fought, which makes the idea of the Deathclaw turning the war.
It was a cash grab.
Cash grab. It seems like a cash grab.
It was a cash grab.
That's the other interesting thing that you bring up, is that it does seem like a lot of these people in the universe here, the pre-war universe, are jumping companies, or they're working for, we obviously know that Hank is not just working for Hank
is definitely working for, actually the 5th episode brings in a good interesting wrinkle of the other player that has been semi-introduced in the first season, but hasn't really been introduced in the fold, which is the Enclave. But I guess we'll get to that eventually.
Yeah. So we moving past the opening of Alaska. We are now Cooper.
What does happen in 4? Because I don't remember as well. Episode 4.
Coop and what's her name? I keep forgetting her name. Lucy. Coop and Lucy are essentially they find each other again. He saves her from the Roman.
Oh, right. He has just saved her from that.
Yeah, the Caesars or whatever.
Yeah.
She wakes up and having been drugged for 2 days by the New California Republic, whatever drug they're using,
drugs to help her
to resuscitate her, essentially.
Yeah.
She's now addicted,
an addict.
Yeah, and so he's got
she's feeling it.
Yeah, he's got a whatever the drugs that she's been using began with a B.
Buff out.
Yes. Okay. So like Coop's essentially got like some reserves that he's keeping her. He's basically like turns to her and says, "You can either spend 4 or 5 days like like on the verge of death trying to like go cold turkey, and
Or I can do more
or
drugs.
or we can keep going trying to find your father, but I'm going to keep drugging you with this whatever buff out drug."
It's funny he says that, given that like he was all of a sudden like, oh, there's actually a drug that can like.
Well, they get in
get
town
you
and
off
finally like he tells her like, yeah, there's this like
There's other
quick
drug
fix.
that can get you off drugs.
Right. And so like they basically she doesn't want to lose any time trying to find her father.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 days, like who knows? Like he might be gone at the point like that she resuscitates. So she keeps up on the drugs, and you can see her like tweak. It does seem like she's. I think the actress does a good job of like of making the character seem like tweaking out a little bit. Like she has these
Yeah,
twitches.
she's like fidgety.
She's fidgety. She's like even
irritable.
more,
like
she's even more amped up to be violent. Like
Mhm.
she's more eager to like kill or get into like conflict.
yeah.
Because she goes right after those ghoul, like the King's gang.
Yeah,
the guys who are all dressed up like Elvis.
Yeah.
She like is just like ready to like kill them all.
Right. King's
Whereas
King, which is
before
like
you
a
would
Fallout Vegas like reference, which I think is very early into the game. Like I feel like I remember like defeating that gang or like double crossing them, or however you can either like help them or go against them.
Right.
I can't remember how the game played out, but I always remembered going against them. I feel like that's early on that you just wipe out that gang.
Somebody, the Screen Rant guy who I was watching the episode 4 recap of, touched on. It's clear that she kills the leader of that gang. Like he was wearing like a white like suit. Like he stood out amongst the others.
Yeah.
And like the first bullet she fires is at him. Like he's not even facing her. He's walking back. He's like walking away from her. And he's wearing like a white like jacket where the other ones are wearing like black leather jackets. Anyways, like the point he makes is he apparently like that he felt a little bit bad about it because the leader of the King's gang is actually kind of a good guy, or is more altruistic.
Maybe I can't remember.
According to this guy, again, I did not play the games, so I don't know. But anyways, that was like a small scene, but it shows the change in Lucy, not only like having been up on the surface for a long, like the fact that she's been up on the surface, it's like kill or be killed. Like she's starting to show that sort of mentality of kill or be killed,
right?
And also her tweaking out on drugs.
Right. The
And
story of like all Vault Dwellers is like you like completely change. It's the story of the very first Vault Dweller, just kind of retold in a different way.
Right.
I guess anytime you're playing with the Vault Dweller, like someone's exiting the vaults, entering.
Is there any game that you don't play as a Vault Dweller?
Game 4, I believe I've started game 4. I believe you go into the vault as the bombs are falling.
Okay, yes.
And then you're frozen, and then you wake up. So you're like this former military person. Like I think you're a former Marine or something, who wakes up. All of a sudden, the world's different, and that's as far as I've gotten because I've played the very beginning of the game. So
you played all the way through 3 in New Vegas?
Mhm.
Okay, so 4 is one that you've not.
But I really can't remember New Vegas.
Okay.
Interesting.
The other thing that we really do get to see, like we get back into, like the other character arc that we get back into is Maximus and him trying to figure out what to do from the fallout, pun intended, of him having killed the what's the name of it? Who's the Central Brotherhood?
Oh, does that happen in episode 4?
Episode 4 is post him killing him.
Okay, yeah. I don't remember him showing up in 4 or 5. Does he show up in 4 or 5?
Oh, Maximus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
he starts a civil war between the.
Yeah, I know, but like I don't remember him in episode 4 or 5.
No, he's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember episode four as much, but
Okay. No, he's definitely in episode
Maximus kills one of the Commonwealths.
Commonwealth. Okay, that's the term I'm trying to look for. So Maximus has to return to the Commonwealth with like his ghoul buddy in the suit of armor. Like he's pretending to be. I can't remember the guy's name that he kills.
I can't remember either.
Maximus kills that Commonwealth guy who was like in one episode of the series so far. Like it was a one and done episode for him. But essentially, he's got to come back and like pretend that everything's all right. And he comes back with the intention to kill the head scribe. Again, I'm bad with names here. I can't think of the guy's name.
I can't remember either.
That ends up falling apart, but because it falls apart, he's essentially now started the civil war amongst the Western.
Yeah, what was his plan after? Was he going to try and stop it?
I don't know. He was going to kill the scribe, and then who knows what? Maybe just run.
Yeah, maybe.
With the scribe dead, like this idea to fight against the Commonwealth would have gone with him, because it becomes very evident that the other leaders of the other branches of the Brotherhood are really not in on this.
No, they start fighting each other.
Well, they also try to have a conversation with the guy who
they think is the Commonwealth guy.
Is the Commonwealth guy,
But
trying
actually
to
the
reassure him that like, hey, we can take out this branch, or we'll do it for free. One group is like, we'll do it for this much, and then the one woman who's the leader of her branch is like, we'll just do it for free. Just like don't associate us with this coup attempt. And so it's very clear that even were this scribe to, I mean, he does live. Maximus doesn't kill him, but it's clear that they're not all on board. Like he wasn't going to get them to like agree to do this coup with him.
Right.
So I mean, that's the other big sort of outcome of episode 4 and 5 is that like the Brotherhood, and I'm sort of interested in what happens there, is that these chapters of the Brotherhood are kind of wiping each other out.
Yeah, they're sort of
Now,
loose alliances.
We do see him rope a chain around the door that the scribe was in, and obviously he didn't kill him. So it just the show does now leave open the potential of like maybe he does take over the Western sections of the Brotherhood if he's the one that lives and the rest of them die.
Right now, all their leaders are like killing each other off. So maybe he does consolidate the West.
So that'll be an interesting like story arc like to follow. Like,
and then didn't he take the blue?
Yeah, they have the. Did Maximus take it?
He took it and gave it to someone, right? Or did he take it and run away with it? I think he took the
like infinite energy thing.
Yeah, cold fusion.
Cold fusion. The Brotherhood had it. I think remember
Maximus grabbed it, or Maximus or his buddy grabbed it.
I think maybe was that the whole point of this, was he was going to kill the head scribe, steal the cold fusion, and return it to Lucy. He was going to try to find Lucy.
Return to Lucy, maybe.
I don't know. I can't think. I can't
remember what his next move was.
I don't know if it was completely defined.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I mean, like, well, here's the point I'm trying to make. I guess he kills the Commonwealth guy in like a split-second decision. So like really nothing's really been planned out.
No.
He's got to react. He's reacting to a decision he's now made.
No, yeah.
So he's got to run, and to go on the run, he's got to try to like leave the Brotherhood.
I think he decided he was going to go look for Lucy.
Yeah, that's referenced in like, I think he does. One of the episodes does reference the fact that Lucy left and has not yet come back to find him.
But I think like part of it was something to do with the cold fusion. Like maybe she would know what to do with that or something.
It's very obvious that her she was at the center of that, right? Like he saved her from Moldaver and father, right? Like they were all in that room when he was discovered and took for the Brotherhood the cold fusion. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe he wants to reconnect with Lucy. It's clear that at this point he's having escaped the Brotherhood. He's probably going to seek Lucy out.
Yeah, probably.
So
their paths are obviously going to cross again.
Right. And obviously it was foreshadowed in the end of the first season where Lucy was like, I'll find you," kind of thing. So like they were always like, at some point the show is going to bring the two of them back together.
Yeah.
Does he know? I can't remember. Does he know that she's headed to Vegas?
I think he thought she kind of abandoned him. Like he woke up and she was gone.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
like no. He was asleep, obviously, when she was like, "I'll find you again." Blah blah blah.
Right.
Like made a promise to like him be when he was knocked out, but yeah, I don't think he has any context that like she's chasing her father, and she's still with the ghoul, or we don't think he knows exactly where she's at.
Right. So episode 4 ends with the encounter with the Death Claws. Right. I think that's where that episode ended.
Yeah, and so Lucy's still riding high. She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take on like I take anyone on."
Right. Yeah.
Also,
Like let's take
Deathclaw comes out.
let's take these guys on.
It just like slowly stands up and just casually stands up, and while it's standing up, it's knocking out this entire roof of this building. It's like, yeah, no.
And you can tell from the scene, like Cooper having obviously encountered these.
Yeah, imagine like 200 years. Wouldn't you think he would have seen them? I mean,
I'm sure he's run into them before.
heard
He's
of them,
probably
like
he's probably done everything he could
Yeah.
to avoid them.
when we go into, he just seemed like super surprised, but he might have just been out of fear, kind of like shocked, but.
He's definitely scared.
But like, yeah, we get to like episode 5, and they're in what remains of New Vegas. It's clear the population like understands like Death Claws, and that they're just out there.
Well, the bartender he talks to in episode 5 just says like he basically is like they're just another group trying to like vie for control. You know, this is just another group of people.
But like they're like mindless beasts. So
Yeah,
like,
right,
He was
right.
kind of taking the angle that maybe they're less worse.
Yeah, well, it's also like implying that every other group that's like Lucy kind of makes this comment too about the New California Republic when she has been healed in episode 4 and wakes up and they're leaving. She makes a comment of just another group of like jackets, like they all wear the same uniform.
Yeah.
Like the idea that like groups that adorn a signia and uniform are all kind of the same.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they be this Roman group or the New California Republic or even the Vault-Tec people or even the Vault Dwellers. Like it's just another roaming group of like jackets. And so I feel like this bartender kind of has the same viewpoint of like these like Death Claws, like New California Republic, or these Roman legions. They're all the same
Mr.
thing.
House. I mean,
Yeah,
it's post Mr. House. He makes a reference to like the robots, like so obviously like he must have been around or remembers when the robots were roaming the street for Mr. House.
right. So obviously the episode 5 starts with it picks back up with that encounter with the Death Claws and obviously Coop and Lucy escape them and enter the free zone or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
of New Vegas. And
somehow they're able to keep them out. That's interesting. I think they're not able to tear their way in.
Do we get the sense that the Death Claws were like intentionally guarding that building? Like they were intentionally guarding that space?
I don't get the sense that they're like for some reason guarding that space, but that must be where the Lucky 38 is, which is where
well they came upon that building before. Okay, so like let's ignore the Death Claws for a second. They come up on this building that they're going to enter, that the Death Claw comes out of. And I think that was where they thought the Vault-Tec.
Or maybe
my thought is, are they protecting this Vault-Tec building?
This theory was kind of pushed out that maybe the Enclave had something to do with the fall of Vegas, and like maybe they released Death Claws in that area.
Interesting.
Because in Game 3 they do like the Enclave does capture like Death Claws and will like hold them in giant like cages to like use for their own purposes. So that's a theory I think I heard that maybe the
We haven't seen a lot of the Enclave since
no,
that.
they're still operating the shadows, which is what I think like Mr. House was alluding to. They usually do. Like they only make their presence known when they have to.
Right.
Um,
Well, that brings us to like another portion of episode 5, which a lot of that episode does happen in flashback, where he gets into the Vegas scene
mhm,
and gets met by Moldaver at a payphone.
mhm.
She's given him poison. His job essentially in landing, touching down in Vegas with Betsy, and being like palling around with her. His job is going to be to try to kill Mr. House because Mr. House has the bombs that Vault-Tec wants.
Yeah.
The Vault-Tec's going to give him the cold fusion, which we do see that he has at the scene where he meets the real Mr. House.
Does he have? I think he just has a tank, right?
I thought he actually had it.
I think he doesn't. I don't think he gets it. I don't think he ever gets it.
Well, I guess Moldaver maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Moldaver makes this point or insinuates that there's a trade that's going to happen. He's going to get the cold fusion.
Yeah, I think he has a tank ready to hold the cold fusion.
And he's going to trade over nuclear weapons to Vault-Tec.
You know, something for it. You know.
Yeah. Well, I think he knows. I guess this is a point that that Mr. House does make in his meeting with Cooper, is that he's mathematically calculated that it's like nuclear bombs are going to be dropped. Like
Yeah,
he doesn't even entertain the idea of like this event can be stopped at this point.
No.
So maybe in mathematically calculating the fact that no matter what actions he takes, nuclear bombs are going to be dropped. Maybe that's why he's willing to give the bombs over for the cold fusion.
Is it bombs he's giving over? Is that for sure?
I thought it was nuclear weapons he was giving over
Maybe, I
that were
don't
going to
know.
be the. I thought that's what Moldaver tells him.
Okay.
And at the payphone, like Coop's at the payphone, Moldaver's at the payphone right next to him. They're
Mhm.
talking. She's put a vial of poison in there that he grabs and looks at. He tells her he doesn't want to kill anyone, but in that conversation, I'm pretty sure she was the one that said to him, "There's a trade that's going to happen.
Mhm.
They're going to give him the cold fusion technology, which I think is what he uses to protect Vegas."
It's what he wanted to use to keep himself alive. Now,
Keep
why
himself
I think
alive,
He doesn't
okay.
get it.
And then, but the exchange was going to be, for whatever reason, he wants to have the cold fusion. He was going to get
Yeah,
the
he
cold
wants to
fusion.
use it to keep Vegas alive and like somehow make himself, I don't know, robot.
He was going to turn
or
himself into a robot and live forever.
live forever. Which is
like-
why I don't think it happens, because they mention, even in the games, I think they mention like having faulty generators or faulty like fusion power cores or whatever. Yeah, it seems like, which seems to emphasize that he never got that technology.
Or maybe Vault-Tec like betrayed him, or like double. I don't know.
Or
Like,
maybe Cooper stops the sale.
does he stop it?
That's
Oh,
a theory. I've
you're
heard. Maybe
assuming
he
that
does,
maybe
like,
he does.
in the next upcoming like episodes.
It's clear that the show is going to keep returning to the past through flashbacks. So that was, I mean, a big focus of episode 5 was really that trip to Vegas where we're in the past. He's traveling with Betsy. Hank is there. Hank is
Young Henry.
openly. Hank says that he's a target for assassination. We
Yeah.
don't really know why. There's not really. Is there a clear?
Hank says that.
Hank says he's got like a
He's probably got the suitcase.
He's got a suitcase like chained to him,
Mhm.
and essentially is like, I'm a
carrying
target
it.
for assassination.
He's
Like,
carrying the cold fusion.
is that what he's carrying?
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, we know this having watched the present, but like obviously he is working to some degree for Mr. House.
Right.
So maybe, I mean, I don't know. Is that why he's targeted for assassination? Like that he's like whatever he's doing for Mr. House in betraying Vault-Tec.
Maybe. Who does he say it to?
He says it to Coop.
So to Coop. Okay.
They're in the airport. They've just landed in Vegas.
He doesn't say around Coop's wife.
No, Betsy's there, I think.
Okay.
I mean, he says it-
he wouldn't say that unless she was.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Anyways, that's like a curious comment of like, okay, why is he so? Well, what is he carrying in this briefcase? And,
It's got to be the cold fusion.
yeah, okay, I would assume. So we get that flashback. He meets the real Mr. House. Mr. House reiterates the point of his mission is to keep Vegas safe from the nuclear fallout that is inevitably coming because he's mathematically.
He does seem like a little altruistic in this moment where it's like he wouldn't have the bombs like if they're up to him the bombs wouldn't fall. It
Right.
feels like, but he feels it's a mathematical inevitability. So like he's not even trying to stop it. I feel like he's just trying
There's no
to
point,
make sure
right?
he can ensure that Vegas is left like safe for him to like roll.
all he can do at this point is like, right, to Ray's point, it's a mathematical inevitability that the bombs are going to drop, right? So like his motivation now is no longer to save the world, it is to save this very small sliver of the world.
Yeah, his portion of the world,
Right. That he's going to
the
safeguard.
city he runs. But he doesn't bring this thing up, and the one thing that does annoy me about like this whole mathematical like thing he brought up was like talking about Coop's daughter's birthday. I was like, okay, like what? Like the math is now telling you certain dates.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
We also don't know. I'm wondering to what degree. So, like Betsy, right? Like in season 1, she's the one that pitches the idea of dropping the bombs. Like, but I do wonder to some degree, like,
To whose end is it? Because
does she want that, or like,
I think it, and I think the theory has been thrown out now because Mr. House is talking about a third. Like clearly, it doesn't sound
Is
like
a third
he wants
party?
it, but he talks about some sort of shadow. Someone else is at the
the
table.
Enclave?
This is clearly a nod to the Enclave. And if you remember, like when she mentions dropping the bombs themselves, she looks up in the rafters and there's someone there,
Mhm.
just in the shadows.
Yeah.
Imagine like the Enclave is the people in the shadows. Maybe it's
Right.
the president himself up there.
Right. I wonder to what. Yeah, it is interesting to what degree the former U.S. government, which becomes the Enclave, like to what degree they are dictating events to these companies. Like,
Yeah.
do the companies serve the Enclave at this point in time prior to the bombs dropping? Or
So it
does
feels like very much the reverse that the
you would think the U.S.
United
government
States
is
is
allowing
beholden
these.
to the corporations.
Yeah, right. That's my point. I guess I'm getting at. Like,
Um,
or is
but the
she-
Enclave is kind of a shadow where maybe it works a mix of like corporate execs and U.S. government execs.
Or perhaps, like, well, the other question is, like, there's so many, it feels like they're in the show.
Because even like in the U.S. government, the Enclave is a shadow organization within the
Right.
U.S. government.
Right.
So they could be working with anyone.
Sorry, say that again. Who's a shadow in the U.S. government?
The Enclave is a shadow within the U.S.
Okay.
government. I don't think you like ever get a full picture of who's made up of it. Clearly, the president's involved and some of like his top war advisors or something like that.
Right.
But like, what if some presidents of like or CEOs of some of these companies are also part of the Enclave? Or
You do also, I think, wonder, because there's so many, it seems like there's so many double agents in the show. Like, is Betsy, while working for Vault-Tec, somehow a spy or agent of the Enclave?
I'm starting to wonder that now too. Watching the first season, I always suspected like, is it Enclave up there that she's nodding to, or could just have been like the president of Vault-Tec. You know, who knows?
Right.
But it does feel like Hank is working for someone. And at first, I was suspecting Mr. House. Now I'm wondering if he's working with Enclave. And so maybe Betsy's in on it too with him.
Right.
I also So I think the Enclave is going to be introduced in some point here, probably at the end of the season, as like the arc of the season.
Yeah, they'll be the focus of season 3, probably.
Yeah, they'll be the villain, the main antagonist of season 3, probably. In the way the show wraps up, probably. But I did want to bring up this is I'm having a theory here
Okay.
because I want to mention what is Hank's son's name?
I don't know.
The brother, whoever he
the
is.
one that has brought the Buds up
Buds
to the
Buds,
surface. Oh, I don't remember. Okay,
God,
I know.
this can drive me crazy. I have to look this up. I feel like because I can't just not refer to him.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like Norman. Is it Norman? I don't know. We'll cut the
His
silence.
Name in Fallout. I want to say Norman. It sounds right. Norm, yeah, McLean. Okay, so
So Norm has woken up.
Norm is woken up.
Buds in this Vault 31. and
Band
he's
of Buds.
brought them to the surface. So what is it about Norm you want to?
They make it to some sort of Vault Tech facility.
They make it to their old building, like their
Yeah.
old work building.
Yeah.
And they've started up a computer. I'm like, how is there electricity still running through this building?
Okay, this is how it works with because everything because the U.S. went away from microchip technology. Like, there's a clear split from where our history splits from the game, where it's like, okay, World War II happens. Post World War II, there's a split between real events and what becomes Fallout. Part of that is Fallout, like the 1950s never end, like that kind of
Right.
we're against the Reds and
Right.
against
Gun-ho
communists
America.
and gun-ho America. Yeah. One of the clear divides too is that they, instead of investing in microchip technologies or what would become microchip technology, they invest in nuclear fusion technology, which is why some of the tech is still able to work.
Okay, so there's some fusion power that's continuing to power.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like you're talking about like nuclear power plants.
Nuclear power, yeah.
Okay.
Well, tiny nuclear power, they're able to condense it. It's still giant. You see cars will have these giant batteries or something that have these nuclear fission batteries, so they're able to condense it, but still giant.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So I think that is what typically explains how some of this technology is still able to work, because it's nuclear powered.
So you had a theory though. About Norm.
Theory. Okay. Who is the girl he's into?
Oh, the one that said that a week ago she'd crossed that bridge.
Yeah.
Again, I don't remember her name.
Okay, his clear setup for a love interest, whoever this girl is. So she, for whatever reason,
Are you trying to theorize that part of her mission is to encourage him in a relationship, or what do you mean?
no, it feels like she's being set up as a love interest to him.
Okay, keep going.
They keep having these one-offs.
Yeah.
Just classic TV thing.
Classic
building
TV.
up to a relationship. I have a theory about her, is that he's trying to figure out for some reason he's trying to find an office, right? Or trying to get some sort of information.
Well, and there's that guy who grabbed lunch for Bud, who seems to know about phase 2 of the vault.
Who choked him, yeah. So what were they looking for? I don't even remember.
I don't know. He gets on the computer and finds
she leads him to Cooper's wife's old office. What's her name? Betsy. So she leads her to Betsy's office, and she just kind of fumbling around the office, and all of a sudden you just see her pick up the photo of Betsy's daughter, Coop's daughter. It kind of lingers on it for a second. This is my theory. I think that's her. I think she's the daughter.
You think she's Cooper's daughter?
I think she's Cooper's daughter. I think this actually does make sense because, like, when the bombs fall, Cooper.
Has
I
her.
can't wait.
Okay,
This turns out to be right.
This was okay. Just pause here, because this didn't make any sense to me. Because Hank threatens at the end of episode 5. Hank threatens Cooper to give over his daughter. He threatens Cooper to do this because he has Betsy. You see the two vaults,
the two pods.
the pods, and I'm like, and I watched the Screen Rant guy make the same point. When I watched it, I had the same reaction. I'm like, but she was with him when the bombs dropped. How did she get into this vault?
This is what I'm thinking. So this is what I think happened. It wouldn't surprise me if Betsy's in her pod.
Right.
But the bombs fall. Coop is with his daughter.
Yes.
I bet somehow Coop runs into Hank, and to save his daughter, he's like, "Please take my daughter, like put her safe." And so he takes her to the vault he's going to.
Part of me wonders, like, but
So he takes her to 31.
Interesting.
And then somehow she gets released and grows older during that time and is put back in the pod.
Or she grows older before she
grows
gets
older
into
into the
pod.
vault. Yeah, before she gets in the pod. I bet you.
Why did she make that comment that a week ago she crossed that bridge? Is that like a story she's just telling him?
Maybe. I don't know. This is just my theory.
That's an interesting theory. That is interesting. It does not make any sense as to like how both Betsy and her end up in this vault.
Yeah,
because Coop doesn't like. Here's the other thing. Coop has no idea. He's been going vault to vault, executive vault to vault. Like there are multiple executive vaults he's been to. He shares this with Lucy, that he's been to these executive vaults, and he has not yet found Betsy and his daughter, and but he never knew there was an executive vault in the Las Vegas area, and it's obvious that there are two pods for them, but the daughter was with him when the bombs dropped. How would he not know where this vault is? Like, how did she get in there? 2, how does he not know the location of the vault? That has not been explained yet.
No, I think in the chaos of the bombs being fallen, I bet somehow he runs into Hank, hands his daughter off to Hank. Hank, knowing he's going to the 31 vault, just takes her with him. This is my theory of how
somehow she. If Ray's theories,
my theory is that woman is his daughter.
If Ray's theory is correct, she somehow grew older, so she must have been outside of the cryogenics.
Yeah, she gets frozen and then is released and like lives part of a life and then is frozen again. I don't know.
Or she spent a period of time, maybe to go to keep with your theory. Maybe somebody from 31 was released to be a leader within 32 or 33, and then she took a pod that was now vacant. Like she got older,
maybe.
And then a new leader was needed for 30, because obviously they choose the leaders of 32 and 33 from 31.
Right.
So maybe Hank was like, you just got to hang out here until one of these gets vacated, and then you can take it. Or she took his or something. I don't know. Whatever.
So that's my theory.
That's an interesting theory. We'll see if that comes. I mean, yeah.
It didn't really cross my mind until like the shot of her looking at the photo. I was like, man, she's really lingering on this photo.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I think that's her.
It also doesn't make sense that she's the pod that was meant for her. It doesn't make sense for her to be in there, like because of everything that happened.
Yeah, it's too chaotic.
Yeah,
imagine trying to find
would
your
that
mom
have
in that
happened?
chaos.
Yeah, like he's just trying to get out of one. He doesn't even know where this vault is, right? So Coop to this day, in the future, 200 years later, has not yet located this vault. So he didn't deliver her there. Like, were she to be frozen there, it was meant for her. A place was saved for her, right? Like Vault-Tec had obviously saved a place for Betsy and for his daughter.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that he got her there.
No,
And
I
it's
bet
clear that
Betsy's in her
that
pod.
he didn't get her there because
No,
he doesn't know
he
where
doesn't
this
know where
vault
it is. Yeah.
So, so yeah, that's a good point. Maybe he must have either
Either runs into his wife and she does get it there.
he was
or-
either abandoned, he was like maybe he was drugged or knocked out. Like something happens to him that separates him from his daughter.
Mhm.
Or he like as you suggest, maybe he willingly gave over the daughter to someone he knew that would get her to an executive vault,
Mhm.
i.e., Hank. No, that's an interesting theory. It is questionable. I didn't know the scene that you're mentioning. I didn't even notice it. So like, it is interesting if she's sitting there lingering on this photo. Why would she be doing that?
Yeah. And then maybe she does seem pretty depressed while she's in the building. Maybe she's depressed because she knows it's her mom's old building. She has memories of that building. She's crying, right, while she's in that building.
Well,
And she blames it on just a week ago.
Okay.
Right.
That's interesting. I do think there's credence to this theory, right? Like,
and she takes the person. I don't think it's coincidence. The person she takes to that office is would be, if she is the daughter, her mom's office.
right. No, that's definitely an interesting theory. I do wonder if that would be a good twist to the show, like that she's this that she ends up being Cooper's daughter.
It feels like the more I think about them, who knows? I could be totally wrong.
Maybe Hank knows that.
It's a shot in the dark for me.
Who knows? Like Betsy, maybe gone. Maybe both those pods are empty.
Pods are empty. Yeah.
Both of them. Like he's just threatening it because he knows
Coop
doesn't
know.
Maybe those two pods are just empty.
So they just show the names of the pods. They didn't show if anyone's in them.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a good theory. I like that. Like what else happens in episode 5?
How does it end? Where were they going? What's happening? Oh, okay. Oh,
It
yeah.
ends in the hotel
the big
room.
ending is So
Right, where
'cause we just mentioned this. He threatens Coop.
Yes.
And,
Well, his new
I guess we should bring up this guy.
the guy who survived the mind control.
What is this guy's deal?
Isn't
this guy
isn't he a ghoul? Is he not?
I feel like he has some sort of FEV ghoul or something where
he survived the mind control.
he
thing.
looks ill.
Yes. He's very funny. He's very good
He's very
comedic
funny,
relief.
really.
Yeah.
Also, that rad roach attacks him, and after the rad roach attacked him, and he's which is a funny cutaway.
Yeah.
He stabbed it. I was kind of looking at his neck and everything, and I was like, does he have any scars from that encounter? Because it seemed like the rad roach had really got into him.
Yeah.
It was on top of him. I was like, it doesn't look like he has any scars around his neck or anything. I was like, interesting. And whatever Hank's doing to him, it seems to have no effect on him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I felt like from the first season, I was like, this guy looks just a little different from everyone else. He looks ill.
Yes. There's a sick coloring to his skin.
And clearly he knows these chemicals and what they can do. He
The
puts a
FEV
concoction together and
Oh, well, he turns what's his face into
Sprays.
a ghoul.
well, actually, there's theory now that he didn't really turn him into ghoul.
What's how? Okay.
Because there's a scene. I don't know if I saw this scene, but it might have been a preview to future episodes. But the dude has a second mouth forming right here.
Who?
The guy who got sprayed, who was turning into a ghoul.
Wait.
Who was in the power armor suit?
Yes.
That guy.
Yeah.
There is a shot of his neck, and it has a second mouth forming.
Okay.
And people are starting to speculate that he's actually turning into. There's an enemy in Fallout game, the third game, Fallout game, when they brought the game series back. Bethesda, when Bethesda bought it and brought it back. Bethesda. And there's this one enemy where it's it has this long tongue and it's kind of like this blob creature.
Okay.
Do you ever remember playing the game?
I played.
And I think those creatures had a second mouth on them.
So he's going
And-
to turn into a blob creature?
Some people have speculated that that's actually what he's turning into. That he's not actually a ghoul.
So, but this is a circumstance of him taking whatever.
Some sort of FEV concoction, maybe.
Interesting.
So
This-
it's one.
This
The
character
question is like,
very,
if
yeah.
he did that to him, if he has some sort of knowledge of FEV, has he done something to himself? But he has not. Like he still has maintained his human form, but he's a little off, where he's able to somehow, take whatever punishment from Hank's device where others couldn't. It's like something is off about this guy. And I'm interested to learn more about him. And
I find him very entertaining.
after the Rad Roach fought him, I was intensely looking at his neck, like during the scenes he was on. I was like, it does not look. I do not see any scarring.
Right.
So I'm just like, I don't know. So I'm interested. He's up in the air. Whereas, what's his deal?
Right.
He's
He's now obviously become a servant to Hank. He's serving
Yeah.
Hank's son. He willingly kind of, I don't know how willingly it is when he's already, he's
Hank's offered to wipe it. He says this device will wipe his memories, and that's
And he seemed very happy
hell
about
yes,
that.
Please.
Yeah. The funny scene that I remember from the episode where he's just sitting with the robot, the sex robot.
Yeah, that was funny too.
He looks over, he's
Something
like,
Fister or something.
he's like, oh, well, looky Lou.
Look at you.
I was like, that
like,
made me laugh.
I'm sorry, my darling. I've been a bad boy out there in the wasteland. Was it? It's like the robot's just saying how can I assist you or something like that. He's like, oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, and he's obviously, he's very that scene where he runs into the Rad Roach, and he's making his way to Vegas. He's skipping, right? He does this little,
Yeah.
he does this tap dance thing, jump tap.
Also, be attacked.
Did he come upon money or something? I can't remember.
He has a
what-
fusion core.
Oh, okay. So he is a way to get some.
Yeah, but now I'm sure this deal he has with Hank is way more exciting to him.
Yeah. Anyways, that scene was funny where he seems to have come into some money, and he's
Where in the money?
yeah, and he's does this tap dance, and he's making his way to Vegas to meet the sex robot,
Yes.
and
That's probably why he is happy. He's finally
yeah,
made his way
yeah.
back.
That's what my assumption was. He's oh, I have enough money to pay the sex robot, basically. But, yeah, he's a very funny comic relief.
Yeah,
I enjoy him.
He I think that's one thing I love about the show so far is it does capture the weird, dark, ironic humor of the games. Yeah, perfectly. It feels like an extension of the games.
Well, I think
honestly.
that to the point, to your point, it capturing that universe to the point where Bethesda is we'll adopt this into lore.
Yeah, I think they're already talking about how I guess the fifth game is going to fit into the events of are set right after the show or somehow fit into the events of the show.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I think
I think
the next game is already being built around the show.
I think the success
much
of the
of
show
success.
is not only a testament to its truth to the source material, but also what liberties it's taken. Bethesda's oh, this is great. We're gonna make this part of the canon.
Mhm.
So it seems the show, despite taking some liberties, it stayed true to the source material, but also it has created new avenues of storylines for future Bethesda games.
Mhm.
Okay, so episode 5 basically ends with us running back into Hank. Hank has
Well,
black.
Lucy has knocked the ghoul. She's used that.
Oh yeah,
Oh, this
she
was
used to-
another funny thing.
She runs into that shop. Yeah.
Another again, this totally fits with the game's humor. She runs the shop. The guy's wearing a sunny
big fat
shirt.
guy.
The big fat guy. I guess I didn't.
He puts on the owner shirt.
Yeah. Just busting out his shirt. He's like, yeah, I'm Sunny. But I didn't catch this either, but like apparently when like Lucy's kind of like ducking and looking, and like when this guy's heading up the stairs, he's wearing slippers that clearly don't fit his feet either. That's before we like get the full shot of him. He's just like, well, what's wrong with like killing the store owner, like stealing or something?
Right.
I can't remember exactly what he says, but like totally outing himself.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's not Sunny in the trash can behind me?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was great. Another great, clear like Fallout.
And she obviously goes in there to steal. Like, she's also not there for altruistic purposes, but then she finds out that the owner of the shop's been killed.
Yeah.
She goes in there to get the
Crudely disposed of.
the anti-drug thing that she grabs.
Yeah, I can't remember. She realizes she doesn't have enough money for it. And
Yeah, she just takes it. But the one thing that she also does take is that power, well, whatever that
power fist. Yeah.
that power fist thing,
Mhm.
which she uses at the end of the episode to knock Cooper out of the building. He like impales
Which I think is
him.
I don't know. It might have been in that game 4 that was brought up. So it might be I don't remember it ever being in games. I might be wrong, but like I think it was in Fallout 4 that like weapon is introduced. So
She basically impales Cooper. Like, I'm wondering to the point of like he looks like fatally wounded. Almost.
yeah, I feel like he's because they didn't like linger on him. Like it didn't show him dying. So
I feel like
anytime you don't see
yeah.
someone die, you have to assume they're gonna live.
Yeah, I do feel like he's going to find a way through that, but it was like, wow, that's a very intense like wound. Like, how's he going to get out of that? But post her knocking him out of that building, he reveals to her that he's trying to save his daughter and his wife, who are cryogenically frozen, and essentially Hank's like this guy that Hank is now employed, his like liaison, has now like essentially threatened Cooper, saying like, well, we've got your daughter, like you're right that they're in this executive holding space, and we do have them, they're here in Vegas. Hank has them, and he's basically going to like kill them if you don't turn over
It also seems like too soon to kill Coop. Like his arc is like his arc's not complete yet.
No, I think he's going to keep going.
You have more flashbacks to see from him. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's
got more to do.
He is the center of this universe.
He's become more of the center, actually, more of the focal point than Lucy.
Right,
does.
he's the touch point to like so many of these people. Betsy, he's the touch point to Betsy and her plans with Vault-Tec and the bombs dropping. He's the touch point to Mr. House. He's that vet who's the touch point to the
he's the one through what all three things flow. Like
right, the war
he's the conduit of the season.
The resource war that happens between China and the
US.
US.
Like, yeah, anytime we get a scene with Lucy, it's because like he's with her. Like he really has to become the focal point this season.
Yeah, right. He's the touch point to all of these, like all of these story arcs really do kind of like start and or end with him. So yeah, I agree. I think he'll live. It'll be interesting how he lives. Like, is he just gonna walk around with a big hole in his stomach? Like,
they must like get some sort of radiation, because we saw he healed himself with radiation on his neck. So
like
I'm sure he'll be
a stim pack, like just
our stim pack. Yeah,
maybe
stim pack can just like automatically bring someone.
Okay,
back.
so maybe like
the dog was basically dead, wasn't it? In the first season.
Well, he wanted the stim pack. The first time I remember stim pack being referenced is when...
Well, he gave the dog a stim pack in season 1.
Oh, okay. Well, he brings it up when that big scorpion fights them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe he's somehow...
He probably does. Someone will give him a stim pack. It's
somehow
Vegas. They've got resources.
Somebody's going to get off that pike and like... either he's going to somehow steal a stim pack or something.
Someone will know. Like, he clearly knows Vegas. Like, he's been there before.
Right. the other, I guess the interesting thing is like what's going to happen to Lucy now. So it seems like he's going to have to drag her into whatever place he's hiding now.
Yeah, what's Hank going to do with Lucy? Or is she going to, like, part of me wonders, is she just going to wake up and be in 33 in the next episode?
Oh, that's right. He did contract Cooper. The contract for Cooper before Hank shows up was to bring her back to 33.
Yeah. So why would he not just do it himself now?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Maybe she's gonna. I think he even does say that to her as she's zoning between consciousness and unconsciousness. Doesn't he? Maybe he makes the comment that he's going to take her back, or she's going to wait when she wakes up. She's going to wake up in 33. It'll be interesting because there's the other dynamic we've not really touched upon is that there's like this sort of war going on between the two existing silos of 32 and 33.
Yeah, kind of Cold War right now.
The Betsy who's
Betsy
leading,
wants something from Hanks. So we know that like they get these personal item boxes, right?
the lock. What is it called? It's
Stuff they had put away of personal items because like she kept
she
her
calls
like
it
wallet
something. This is
in-
the
right
term
there.
for it.
Yeah. So she's like, there's something Hank has in there.
That Hank brought in
that she
to the
knows of.
silos with him
He brought
into the
silo,
vault. Sorry.
that somehow she knows of. So what is it? I have no idea. Probably this tech that he's working on. Something
Well, and
related
she
to that.
also knows. Like this is brought up to Norm, the guy who who had grabbed lunch for Bud, references that 32 and 33. Like there's a phase 2 that's supposed to happen there, and so there's sort of this ominous.
Yeah,
there's
well-
this ominous reference to phase 2 of this vault of the
Interesting.
32, 33, 31 vaults.
Well, now it feels like anything that was planned has been thrown up to air, and like it seems like Betty and what's her name? Who's the blonde girl? Yeah.
Betsy and
Betsy and Betty have
Is
kinda
Betty
like,
the blonde girl? Betsy,
Um,
Betsy is the one who.
well, Betty is the older woman
Betty. Okay, Betty's the older one. I don't know.
who's
I don't
now
know.
the leader. 33.
The blonde girl. I don't
The
know what her
blonde
name
girl.
is.
I can't remember. But they both kind of like acknowledged that like whatever was going on has now been like thrown out the window because of what just happened. They were all released. All the little micromanagers
The
were
31. Yeah.
in 31
Well,
were released.
The blonde girl who's running 32. It does seem like she is trying to. My guess is she's trying to initiate phase 2.
Or maybe.
In getting the lock, the keep away, or whatever it's called.
Oh, maybe.
In getting whatever Hank had, because so I don't think it's an accident that we're on the surface with Norm and all of Bud's buds, and this guy who's grabbing lunch for everyone references this ominous phrase, like, do you know about phase 2? Like that's supposed to happen in Vault 32, 31, and 33. This trio of vaults that are connected. Like there's something that's there's the initial experiment, which it seems like all of them have been living, which is this sort of a meritocracy. But he mentions a phase 2.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the question that's raised of phase 2. What does that mean? And so my thought and my theory is that she, in asking for Hank's keep away or whatever the suitcase that she's trying to initiate phase 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's brought up. It's like that old. I can't remember the author, but there's an author one time that famously said, if a gun is over a fireplace is mentioned in a scene, it's going to come back. This famously about foreshadowing.
Oh yeah, phase 2 is definitely going to be
Like phase 2 is like
because he like
it's not an accident that this
Hank's
guy on the surface
Norm-
is talking about phase 2 and she's asking for
Yeah.
this lockbox.
Norm like silently like he like pretends to acknowledge that phase 2 kind of thing when like he clearly has no idea what it is, and like obviously it's only
What causes I forget what led the guy to try to choke him out.
why did they fight? I remember him saying like, oh, you're fake or whatever, or something.
Maybe he must come to realize that Norm is not a like a
An
leader,
executive.
executive. Like he's faking his position.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly why they get in a fight,
But yeah, he chokes him out. He doesn't kill him, I don't think, but he just chokes him out to where he passes out. And I think that's where we left Norm.
was it the end of season? Well, no. I guess episode 5 ended with Hank reviving, like Lucy kind of being in and out, and him telling her that I think he was going to put her back in the vault. If she does end up back in the vault, that'll be an interesting dynamic. It seems like she's not going to trust anyone down there because she knows like the reality, right? She's seen Vault, or she's seen 31, hasn't she?
Right. Wait, sorry. Who?
Lucy, has she
Oh,
seen?
she hasn't seen 31.
No, okay. Well, I would imagine if she wakes up back down in the vault, she's going to
Does she know the experiment though? I don't know if she knows the experiment either. She knows the vaults.
She knows
are
her father
experiments.
was like
She knows the vaults at this point now are a front.
right.
So it's not like she's going to go back in and just be okay with it. Yeah. So who knows where she's going to end up when she wakes up?
Anything
It'd
else?
be interesting if like she's on the outside now and inside now, and her brother's on the outside.
Right. Well, is there going to be a mandate to keep her down there too?
I'm sure they'll try. Like if
She's going to be put
Hank's gonna
under
bring her back,
the
like
blonde
he'll make
girls.
sure like she stays down there. Maybe Hank makes a deal with the blonde girl about getting whatever she's looking for.
Yeah, maybe he lets her know where to find the lockbox or whatever. Anything else we missed from season 2, episode 5? I feel like we've kind of covered it all.
No, but I will be doing my laps if my prediction's right.
Okay. Ray's gonna take a victory lap if he's right about.
I bet you it's right. I feel so certain about this.
I
now.
see. That's interesting. I've not seen anyone that I've watched a recap of. I've not seen them make that prediction. So that's a very interesting prediction. That the girl who's hanging out with Norm in episode 5 is
actually
indeed
Cooper's daughter.
That would make sense to me because, like, obviously Cooper's daughter was not with Coop. Or sorry,
Not with the mother.
was with Coop when the bombs dropped. We see that clearly. So how does she get?
Yeah, it's like how in all that chaos does she get to where she needs to go?
He obviously did he being Coop did not trust Betsy. So
At this point, yeah, why would he make that?
he would have. Where would he have taken her?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Or maybe he, even though he distrusted Betsy, he realized that his daughter's best chance of living at that point would be to get into one of these vaults. So maybe he, having, despite his best intentions, Cooper is like, let me take her to Bud and or Hank or Betsy, somebody that he knew from Vault-Tec, to get her into a vault. And maybe he refused to go into it. I don't know. I would assume, because obviously Betsy references that like they all had a spot, right? So Cooper would have had a spot, but it's obvious that he's on the surface and declines to take that spot. But that doesn't mean that he didn't try to get his daughter in there, knowing now that the bombs having been dropped, like there was no chance to alter history at that point.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens next.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with, like, if Coop's wife is actually is it Betsy or is it Barb? Now I'm like wondering, do we say Betsy the whole episode and it's actually Barbara?
Oh no, his wife's name is Barbara. Betsy is the leader of 33.
Okay, I feel like I've used the wrong name though. Maybe I've messed this up. I feel like I've said Betsy.
Barbara Howard is his wife.
Okay, his wife is Barbara. I feel like this entire film I've been saying Betsy the whole time, and I feel like we've been referencing Coop's wife, and I've been saying Betsy. Barbara. Anyways, whatever. I do wonder how the show is going to square that peg. Where like how is it going to bring Barbara back into the mix? Like is she dead? Maybe she never reached.
Maybe she's not there in the.
Yeah. Maybe she actually never reached the pod, or who knows? Like, especially if we agree that their daughter ended up in 31, and Barbara neither had Coop by her side or her daughter. Like, does she not agree to go into the pod?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
you do see some hesitation from Barb. Like, you see her playing out her part, but like clearly like not happy about it.
right? Yeah, I don't know. She's like the villain of season 1 with her having mentioned to drop the bombs, but as season 2 goes along, you start to question like what are her intentions? Like why is she going along here? It seems like maybe she's being controlled or manipulated to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
So,
or maybe it's like she doesn't see any other way out. Like it's gonna
it's gonna happen. Like Mr. House,
she
it's
is
gonna
accepting
happen.
it's going to happen.
Yeah, and she's just
better
like
to be on the inside than the outside.
right. Like she's like just securing her spot, knowing that it's going to happen, and securing like her husband and her daughter's place, knowing that like she has, despite like what actions she might take, she has no ability to alter what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows to what degree like her and we know that Hank's working closely with and or for Mr. House. Like to what degree is she working with others?
Yeah. It's a little interesting. This vault tech's facility, it seems to be located in Vegas. Mr. House must have allowed that to happen for some reason.
Right. Or he couldn't stop it from happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, okay. Anything else we have to say about episode 5, episode 4? I mean, I
think we're also going to see. Cooper might finally confront his wife about what he knows.
That is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for.
Because he says it at the very end of episode 5. I think that's where the show ends. Is him saying we need to talk.
Does he say that to Hank?
He says it to his wife Barb.
Oh,
he goes on
like
this
flash
drinking like thing.
This is a flashback.
Yeah, he goes drinking. He goes crazy. He just gets drunk. He's riding that bull.
Yes, okay.
And like his wife finds him, and then he wakes up like with her like dabbing his head with cold water or whatever. He just looks there and is like, "We need to talk." So I think he's about to confront her about what he knows.
That is interesting. I'm interested.
And maybe you can blame it on Mr. House. It's like, "Hey, Mr. House told me all this stuff."
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I am interested in that confrontation. I am also interested in the present. Were he to greet his wife and or daughter, like, what would he say to them? You know what I mean? Like, we don't completely know the past because we don't know what he's like. Okay, we need to talk. What did they talk about? Is that going to be shown to us? And what does that mean for him searching for them in the present?
Yeah, don't know.
Is she not maybe she's not at fault for the bombs dropping.
Maybe she's not what?
Maybe she's not at fault for the bombs dropping. Like,
yeah, it seems like you see like a hesitation. You're starting to see real hesitation with her in the season, I think.
Yeah.
Where like the camera will linger at her at times, and she just looks like she's about to her world's falling apart.
Right.
So I don't think she is happy about. I think she's playing her part because she feels she has to, and maybe she will do a turn and double cross Vault-Tec, and maybe she's not really in that pod because of it,
or maybe she's like so many others, a double agent to some degree.
Yeah. And so we don't know what part she has to play yet. Seems like she's going to have an arc at some point as well. But yeah, it'll be interesting because like it seems like Coop's like on the verge of confronting her with like everything that's happening.
Right. What he knows to this degree, like to this point.
Yeah. So we'll see.
All right. Well, I mean, the show's been great. In summary, Amazon's kind of not. I think to
This is the best show they produced. For
yeah,
sure.
to what degree they could knock something out of the park? Like they've absolutely knocked the show out of the park.
For sure. No, they did the whole Lord of the Rings show, and they totally botched that.
I didn't watch that.
I've heard just terrible things about. Like it
the
looks,
War of the Rings.
Yeah, it looks beautiful or whatever. Like, and they spend a bunch of money on it, and so it looks great. But like, I've heard just bad things about it. But like, they've nailed.
Yeah,
this.
they I don't even know who directs the show, but they've absolutely like knocked the show out of the park to the point where like Bethesda and the video game franchise is adopting, things from the Amazon show as a part of its canon. I mean, it's been a great show, especially from again talking to me being a part of this podcast, like I'm giving the vantage point of somebody who didn't play the games, and so versus Ray who played two games, Fallout 3 and New Vegas, and briefly Fallout 4. But you don't need to be a fan of the games to really enjoy the show, and it is a little plus and bonus if you were somebody who played the games because the show does stay so true to the games.
Yeah, it definitely does.
But yeah, I mean, like I think the show's been great. I do like the way that they've approached the season, where they are interspersing flashbacks, like large portions of the show in season 2. I guess they did in season 1 as well, but season 2, I feel like they have spent a little bit more time so far in the past. Bridging like how these past events created the present situations.
Yeah, I guess I haven't really realized until like we kind of talked about this. Like, yeah, man, the show really is like focusing on Cooper, but just makes a lot of sense because they're going back a lot to the past.
He just ties so much into so many different
they're jumping back
storylines
in the past constantly. So it's like, oh, like obviously he is the one who was there. So
right, yeah. It'll be interesting, to if he does ever get to see his wife and or daughter, like they don't know what a ghoul is, right? Like how are they going to react to seeing him for the first time?
No, and I'm not sure he's even thought like that through that like all the way through. Like it's just been him focusing on just trying to find them. Like, are they still alive? And he said that's another interesting thing that he's brought up. In the show, because like now it's like, is this canon? Because like all of a sudden he's talking about like these executive vault facilities, and how he's found like 2 or 3 of them already,
right,
throughout the West Coast, and one in Oregon and one in a couple in like California or something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, this is kind of a new idea for the show. I don't remember, I don't know. I've never played 4, so maybe this gets
this idea that they were like executive
before, but they're being like an executive, like the executive.
It makes sense to me.
The facility that Hank's in looks so much different from any of the vaults.
Yeah,
and it's like I can't tell right now. Like, is he underground?
It kind of
looked like he was. Some facility that's built in the side of a mountain. Like, it feels like he's underground.
Yeah, because
but the facility feels different than your typical vault.
Yeah, like the security level. That was my question with Deathclaws. Are the Deathclaws trained to protect these sites?
I don't know that Vault-Tec has any sway over Deathclaws. I mean, I know that the Enclave has tried to use them to their advantage.
But who created them though? You said West-Tec created them?
West-Tec, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, the show's been great so far. It'll be interesting to see how they bring Barbara and Coop's daughter back. Like how they obviously those two are going to be brought back into the series. Maybe he just finds out that Barbara's dead. And maybe Ray's right. Maybe the daughter is this individual who was involved.
Actually, wouldn't be surprised. Like, it seems like more. I bet
Part of me thinks
this
that
is
the
part of me-
daughter is going to have survived and the wife is just
I bet you
gone.
I bet you, yeah, Barb's dead. I bet you the daughter survived. It's this girl that is now this love interest
Matured.
for Hank's son Norm.
Maybe
yeah, I bet you
Hank
that's her,
out
and
of
I bet you
spite
that
having
Barb's
had
dead.
to be like her. Hank spent most of his time on the surface pre-war being like her bitch, basically.
Yeah, it's like
Maybe that was a
Hank has
retribution.
no qualms about like unfreezing some of these people in these tubes and then experimenting on them. Like, look, if he wanted to kill Barb, why wouldn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. He obviously it's questionable to what degree he has loyalty to Vaultec. So, like, why would he not have, like, killed Barb
Yeah,
or not saved her? Maybe.
yeah, she could have been put in this tube
We don't know. Like,
at
we've
some
not
point, and then
seen
like
this scene that's going to happen between Barb and Coop, where he's like, "We need to talk." Like,
Yeah.
maybe she has a change of heart, and
Yeah.
then he just cuts her loose.
And like you said, where they show you something, like someone brings something up, and it's like it's brought up for a reason.
yeah,
Well, I think sometimes when you're intentionally not shown things, I think that's done for a reason. Like, yes, we see Barb and Barb's daughter's tank, but
Yeah.
like we don't see them in we are shown like the above view of the tank. We don't see them in there.
yes,
So, and I think that's done for a reason too.
right, yeah. It'll be interesting. Like, if we do get to meet them, if they're both alive, if one's alive, if they're both gone. If Coop does end up getting to talk with them, how they react to him being a ghoul, like, which they don't have a concept of, you would think. And is there like a guilt trip with Barb where it's like, okay, Cooper is now a ghoul. He's a ghoul because of this world I was played a part in creating with the bombs dropping. Like, is there grief and regret for the role that they played
Mm-hmm.
in that? And how the fuck did another question that needs to be answered is where did Coop take his daughter and how did he get her there? And if she is alive, how did she survive?
Yeah, I don't know. These are all questions to be answered. Again, we have not seen, or like the show's not shown us the wife or daughter yet.
Coop
so-
does think that his daughter's still alive.
Yeah.
So
and now he has no reason to think otherwise. 'cause-
But that makes me think that he handed her off to somebody, right?
and and if Hank is telling him, "I have them," like,
Right.
and my theory is like maybe he does in the chaos. Maybe he runs into Hank,
Yeah.
gives the daughter to Hank.
Right. When the bombs drop,
Like, that
and
makes
he's
more
got
sense to me that he would go with it because the last person I know that had her was Hank.
right. If the bombs dropped, he had his daughter, and now we're with Cooper 200 years later in the present, and he thinks that his daughter is somewhere in a Vault-Tec facility. He must have handed her off to somebody or got her into somewhere. He must have seen her go into something where he realistically thought she was going to be
Well, I
safe.
don't know that he saw her going into something because then he would know where she went.
Well, that's true, right? Well, then,
But know that
he
was
must
with
have
someone
he
who-
must have handed her off to somebody, thinking that she was going to be protected.
Yeah, I'd love to see where he is when. Well, it's like
I feel like they need to show that again. They need to like extend that scene of the bomb droppings, the moment of the dropping of the bombs, like where he's riding off with her on a horse. Like, I feel like they need to extend that scene. He's got to. He must have given her over to somebody. Either maybe he makes it back to Barbara and hands her off to Barbara, or
yeah, I will say then. Yeah, part of my theory is like even from episode 1, where it's like, well, I guess when is it brought up that he thinks his daughter and wife are somewhere? Is it the end of season 1?
And I think
I
it's
guess
in
the
the
end of
season one.
season
That's
one.
why he lets Hank.
It's like, yeah,
get
I've
away.
always questioned. I was like, how does he get her to her mom? Like, how does that happen?
He's convinced that Hank knows where they are.
Yeah.
So which gets back to your
When
theory.
then, like again, my theory,
he
like
did
maybe he didn't
hand
hand
her over to
hand her
Hank.
to Hank.
He runs into Hank and hands her over.
Young Henry.
Well, we'll see with the coming episodes. I mean, I think we're gonna get more questions answered as the season 2 goes along. And I think I do agree with Ray. I think by the finale of season 2, we're gonna get introduced to some
Shadow
conflict
those
of the
operating in the
Enclave.
shadows, the Enclave.
Yeah.
Very clearly, that's who they're talking about.
Yeah, I think the Enclave is going to be brought up at the end of season 2 as the sort of villain to be dealt with.
Because I
in
think
season
did
3.
they ever say how many seasons they're going to do it? I think it was always 3.
I think everybody always starts off with 3 is always like a trilogy, right? So it's,
Like the Enclave would be a perfect villain to wrap up this series.
yeah, I would be surprised if they like with how successful the show's been. I'd be surprised if they don't go past a 3rd season. But yeah, I would agree.
I mean, the Enclave could have a 2-season arc. Who knows?
That's true. But I do agree with Ray. I think season 2 is going to answer to some degree our Barb and his daughter still, like their daughter's still alive. How did they get into the vaults? How did he get his daughter from that scene of them riding away in a horse with the bombs dropping? How did he get her from there to a vault? But then I think I think the season 2, as I agree with Ray, that season 2 is going to end with the rise of a new villain, or the real villain, which is the Enclave. I think Enclave is going to take a more centralized role
Yeah.
in season 3.
Any fans of the series know, like the Enclave always had something to do with something. Like they either knew or they were part of it. The way the president, I mean, the show even mentions it. The president disappears
Right.
before he's been gone for like however long.
Right. They're aware that these are
They're
about to
aware
drop.
like the event stuff was about to go down, and so them having their hand in it is not surprising at all.
Makes sense. I mean, it's the most obvious conclusion. All right. Well, I think we're going to leave it at that. Obviously, we're going to keep monitoring the season as it goes along. We'll probably keep doing some gaming on the channel. I'm still monitoring the developments of the Steam Machine.
Yes.
That's supposed to be released this year. I would love to.
I think they're we should get you in Fallout. This should be a game we play, but I think they're
re-releasing New
releasing
Vegas
a
and
remaster
3.
of 3 in New Vegas.
Yes. So I would be interested in playing that. I mean, I feel like I think I'm going to look into, and I think I mentioned this before, we'll probably look into starting a Twitch stream, because I feel like if we're going to do gaming,
Mhm.
and the Steam Machine will be a cool thing because it'll be a niche gaming thing. I feel like we could start a gaming channel on that and through Twitch. So yeah, keep watching us if you're interested in this pop culture stuff. We'll keep interspersing that in there. But we'll keep doing this, but we'll intersperse some gameplay in between these episodes. But I am sort of looking forward to what develops with the Steam Machine, because I would like to maybe start a Twitch channel and grow some viewership that way. Anyways, till next time, this has been Split Personalities with your hosts, Bob and Ray. Catch us next time when we're Romulus and Remus. We adorn our Roman identities as we continue our campaign.
Carry our bannerments.
Yes, as we continue to conquer the European landscape.
Yes.
So cheers. We'll see you next time. Bye.